Hello, this is the Tradesight Stocks and Futures Preview for Thursday the 16th and Friday the 17th of March 2017. As usual, we will not have a market preview for Friday, so most of the week is played out at that point. So we've already covered everything we need to cover. This will cover the 2 days that are left in the week. Look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. After many narrow days, 1 day pop after President Trump's speech to Congress, and then a drift back and narrow days, and then now we get a 1 day pop on the news that the Fed has hiked rates a quarter point and changed up some language in their reports, and maybe they think things are a little more positive, although they don't seem to have a lot of faith beyond about 2017, 2018. So we got a little pop. Didn't really change much in terms of where we're at in the markets. Let's go through the major indices. Crude oil up 25 cents to 49.10. Gold up $20 to 12.21. S&P gains 19 points. NDX gains 34. That's a new closing high on the Nasdaq side. Stocks up 8. We've got the biotechs up 46. That's a new. Is that not quite a new closing high? Remember, we got a 13 sell signal going on in the biotechs. The last one there was back in September. The VIX dropped 67 cents to 11.63. It was actually lower, almost printing an all-time low. Trend closes at 1.22. That brings the 10-day moving average back above 1. Even with all that, volume was light early, waiting for the Fed, and then didn't do much after the Fed. So 1.7 billion NASDAQ shares. I got the advanced decline ratio plus 1,100. Got that's on the Nasdaq plus 2254 on the New York. One of the biggest, most positive breadth days of the year right there. More stocks up than down ever. Google gains $2.48. What that does, boom, that gives you a 13 sell signal on Google. Let's be aware of that as well. Apple up $1.47. That's 11 towards the 13 on Apple at this point in time. Amazon had a 13 back a month ago. Hasn't been able to make new highs ever since. It was down up 44 cents today, which is a blip on Amazon. Netflix up $2.06 to 145.25. That's 10 candles up. A lot of these big name stocks getting close to or having a 13 sell signal. Tesla down 227 as they continue to get ready to raise money. The bonds, 20-year bonds, the TLT up $1.43. Goldman Sachs down 94 cents to 246.78. Dow Jones Industrial Average closes up 112 points. Not near the highs yet at this point in time. Let's take a look at the intraday action. So again, a small gap up, really flat, started to drift up over lunch, then pulled back a bit. Then you can see the initial Fed announcement spiked the market. And we're dead flat for 40 minutes. We wait for the press conference that they do now publicly at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That took us to new highs for about 30 minutes, and then we pulled back to where we were before that for the close. NASDAQ side, close to the same, although the gap was filled. It was actually in negative territory early and then came back up and popped on that data. All right, so the Fed meeting is behind us. What lies ahead? Thursday, data-wise, we've got housing starts, building permits, initial and continuing jobless claims. That's the weekly number. And the Philly Fed an hour before the bell. 30 minutes in is JOLTS job openings. An hour in is Natty Gas. That's the weekly number, and that's it. On Friday, we do have more data. Capacity utilization, industrial production at 9:15 a.m., and then leading indicators in Michigan sentiment 30 minutes into the market. But keep in mind, Friday is triple expiration, so Friday is probably going to be really boring. I haven't seen signs of an options unraveling move yet, so we can still get that probably on Thursday if we're going to. Remember, that happens after the first hour's play, so we'll be looking for that potentially to happen. Since it is a triple expiration, you would expect to at least get some sort of unravel. It's a lot of contracts that have to unwind typically, but market volume has been so light so far this year. Who knows? Maybe there's not that much out there, or maybe it's mixed between calls and puts evenly that it won't cause a move. We shall see. Usually it's counter to whatever the move has been over the quarter. Obviously, we're up a bit, so you would expect it to be to the downside, but anything's possible. Charts as usual, brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Thursday and Friday.